1988 gave us some of the most unforgettable rock moments of the decade. These are 10 songs that lit up the airwaves, defined a generation, and still hit just as hard today. From soaring ballads to full-throttle anthems, they captured the sound of a year we'll always remember. Number 10, Love Bites by Def Leppard. By 1988, Def Leppard had already transformed rock radio with Hysteria, but Love Bites gave the album something different. A slow-burning ballad full of tension and atmosphere that showed the band could do more than stadium anthems. The song was produced by Mutt Lange, who layered dozens of vocal takes to create its rich, almost haunting harmonies. It started as a country-tinged idea, but evolved into one of their most polished and emotionally charged tracks. Guitarist Steve Clark's phrasing on this one is minimal but precise, letting the space between notes carry just as much weight as the chords themselves. It became their first and only #1 hit and helped push Hysteria past 12 million copies sold in the US. Number 9, Bad Medicine by Bon Jovi. Everything about this song was built for a live crowd. The rhythm, the chorus, the attitude. It opened New Jersey with a burst of confidence and immediately set the tone for what would become one of the band's biggest albums. The production, handled by Bruce Fairbairn, leaned into bigger drums and stacked vocals, giving it the punch of a classic arena anthem. Sambora's guitar tone hit harder than usual. And the way the chorus bounced between John and the backing vocals turned it into a full band experience. When the video dropped, filmed at the Whiskey in LA and directed by the fans themselves, it broke the usual polished format and added a layer of chaos that matched the song's energy. By the fall of '88, Bad Medicine was everywhere. Radio, MTV, stadiums. It didn't take long before it reached #1. Number 8, Sweet Child O' Mine by Guns N' Roses. The opening riff wasn't written. It stumbled out of a warm-up, half-joking and unplanned. But once the rest of the band joined in, something clicked. That simple melody turned into the core of a song that would carry Appetite for Destruction into rock history. Axl Rose's lyrics came quickly, drawn from his relationship with Aaron Everly. There's a rawness in the verses that feels personal, but never soft. As the track builds, Slash's solo lifts it beyond a love song into something that hits emotionally and musically all at once. They recorded it at Rumbo Recorders in Los Angeles, where producer Mike Klink helped shape the energy without sanding off the edges. At a time when glam bands were polished and theatrical, this felt dangerous and real. The song's slow rise on the charts mirrored the band's own. It took time, but by mid-1988, it was the most requested track on rock radio, and the first Guns N' Roses song to hit #1. Number 7, Every Rose Has Its Thorn by Poison.
Every rose has its thorn.
This was the song that showed a different side of a band known for big hair and bigger hooks. Instead of volume and flash, it leaned into something quieter, something that felt personal from the very first line.
We both lie silent still in the dead of the night.
Bret Michaels wrote the lyrics after a long-distance call that ended with heartbreak, and you can hear that moment in every verse.
Though we both lie close together, we feel miles apart inside.
The acoustic guitar leads the way, with nothing to hide behind.
Was something I said, something I did, words not come
The
out.
chorus opens up, but it never loses that feeling of regret.
That's why they say every rose has its thorn.
Producer Tom Werman encouraged the band to keep the arrangement simple, letting the vocals and melody carry the emotion.
Wound heals, but the sky, that sky remains.
And that choice made all the difference. The track didn't just work on rock radio, it crossed over and brought in a whole new audience. By the end of the year, Every Rose Has Its Thorn had become their biggest hit, and the song most fans still remember them for. Number 6. When It's Love. Van Halen had a new sound in the Sammy Hagar era. More polished, more melodic, and aimed at something bigger than just rock radio. When It's Love captured that shift. Built around a soaring keyboard progression from Eddie, the sound of 1988 is already coming back loud and clear. Which of these tracks brings back the biggest memory for you? Or maybe there's one you think we should have included. Share your favorite 1988 rock song or memory in the comments. We'd love to hear it. Number 5, Pour Some Sugar on Me by Def Leppard. This wasn't the first single off Hysteria, but it was the one that turned everything around. Written late in the recording process, it started with a groove and a phrase that didn't mean much on its own, until the band built a song around it. Joe Elliott's vocal delivery leans more towards swagger than melody, almost like a chant. It's the production that ties it all together. Layers of guitars, stacked vocals, and that thundering drum sound built from hours of studio experimentation with producer Mutt Lange. The track became a slow-burning hit in the US, gaining momentum through constant MTV rotation and word of mouth. By the summer of '88, it had taken on a life of its own. Pushing Hysteria into multi-platinum territory and becoming one of the band's signature songs. Number 4, Angel by Aerosmith. By the time this song came out, Aerosmith had already pulled off one of rock's most improbable comebacks. Angel showed they weren't just surviving the 80s, they were owning them. Unlike their earlier blues-driven sound, this ballad leaned into keyboards and clean guitar textures. Steven Tyler's vocal is more restrained than usual, especially in the verses. But he brings the full weight of it when the chorus hits. There's desperation in it, and that's what makes it land. The track came from Permanent Vacation, an album that marked their return to the charts and reintroduced the band to a younger audience. It was written with outside help, including hitmaker Desmond Child, a decision that helped reshape their sound without losing their edge. The track became one of their biggest hits of the decade and one of the first songs that hinted at the massive ballads they deliver in the years ahead. Number 3, Born to Be My Baby by Bon Jovi. This was Bon Jovi at their most confident, sharp, radio ready, and still rooted in working class optimism. The song took what they'd started with Livin' on a Prayer and gave it a tighter, more stripped back feel. It was originally recorded as an acoustic track, but the label pushed for a more commercial version. The final cut kept that core melody intact, just wrapped it in bigger drums and brighter guitars. Tico Torres drives it forward with a steady, punchy beat. While Richie Sambora adds just enough grit to keep things grounded. Lyrically, it's simple, and that's exactly why it worked. It didn't need overproduction or grand statements, just a hook that stuck and a message that felt honest. Released in late 1988, it quickly became one of the band's most played tracks on both radio and MTV. Number 2, One by Metallica. This track marked the first time Metallica released a music video, and it gave their intensity a visual story that matched the song's haunting power.
Father, I need help. I'm in terrible trouble.
The track begins with clean guitar lines and the sound of machine gun fire in the background. A nod to the novel Johnny Got His Gun, which inspired the lyrics.
I can't remember anything. Can't tell if this is true.
It builds slowly, almost like a film score.
Deep down inside I feel the scream. This terrible silence stops me
before exploding into full-speed thrash. James Hetfield's lyrics follow a soldier trapped in his own body, alive, but unable to speak or move.
Back in the womb, it's much too real. In pumps life that
Kirk Hammett's solo doesn't just shred, it spirals, descending into chaos alongside the story. Recorded at One-on-One Studios in Los Angeles and produced by Flemming Rasmussen, the song pushed the band to new creative territory. It bridged their underground roots with a wider audience and made it clear they had more to say than just volume and speed. The track earned critical attention, massive fan response, and became a defining moment in their career. Proof that heavy music could be cinematic, emotional, and unforgettable. Number 1, Nothin' But a Good Time by Poison. This was everything people loved about rock in the late 80s. Loud, flashy, and built to make you forget your troubles. It opens with a bright, punchy riff that feels like a shot of adrenaline. The lyrics are simple, but they hit the right note. A working class frustration flipped into celebration. The chorus is made for fists in the air, the kind that never gets old, no matter how many times you hear it. The band recorded the track for their second album at Conway Recording Studios in LA. With Tom Werman producing, the focus was on making something huge and accessible, and it worked. This wasn't just glam rock gloss. It was crafted to lift people up and leave them smiling. Still craving more? Check out 10 rock songs from 1987. More anthems, more memories, and one unforgettable year before this one.